Hey, welcome everybody to the Vine Podcast, the young adult podcast here at Faith Church. My name is Pastor Brian. I'm joined here by our very own young adults, and we're here drinking some coffee. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Everybody's got their mugs. Zach is making us some pour-over. Zach, what are we drinking today?
Yeah, hey guys, great to be here. So we actually have some Ethiopian natural process today, and it's got some great notes like strawberry and blueberry. So hope y'all are enjoying it.
I love
sure
fruits.
I love it, man. Yeah, I can taste the blueberry for sure, for sure. Well, I'd like for us just to take a minute and introduce ourselves. I'd like to start here with Beth. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us a little bit about the mug that you brought today.
Hi guys, my name is Beth. I've been coming to Faith Church for about a year and a half now. I came because my brother Zach, who was talking about the coffee earlier, found this amazing church, and I was trying to scope it out, and I was like, okay, I got to figure out if this is the real deal. And let me tell you, it was the real deal.
Amen.
So,
Awesome.
I love it here. I went to Sam Houston. I graduated in 2020.
Go Bearcats.
Yes, eat 'em up cats. I was in Chi Alpha there, and it was just a great foundation to walking into young adults here. In my free time, I really enjoy playing basketball, volleyball, spike ball, just doing anything active. And it's just a little bit about me.
Nice.
Awesome. Let's hear from you, David.
What's up, guys? My name is David Wynn. I work here at Faith Church. I do media and production. I've been here for 8 years. 7, 8 years. Not as long as some of y'all, but it's a pretty long time. I was saved here in youth. I graduated from University of Houston. Go Cougs! All my Cougs out there, let's go. I have an REI mug. I love collecting REI mugs. They're like my favorite because I love REI. REI is my favorite brand.
What's your favorite store?
I like going out, doing outdoor things. I like playing sports. I like playing video games, photography. I like doing a lot of things. Collecting Gundam figures. What else? I don't know. But that's a little bit about me, yeah.
Awesome. Angelica.
Hey, what's up? My name's Angelica. I've been coming to Faith for 2 years. Right after the pandemic, I started coming. I was also in Chi Alpha at University of Houston, and I had moved back to Austin for a short period of time. When I came back to Houston, I was recommended to come to this church, and I loved it from the first time I stepped in. And I started coming to the young adults the very next week, and I love it. And I feel like I've just found my family. And now I work at Costco. I'm a manager there. I love
Go
Costco. And my mug is a Yeti REI mashup. I love Yetis, and I also like doing outdoor stuff. REI is pretty cool. It's just overpriced, but
That's okay.
yeah.
True story.
That's it.
Hey guys, I'm Zach. So I've been coming here to this church and life group for about 2 years. So probably a little bit after Angelica started coming that I joined here. So it's been an amazing group, and I've really grown here. A little about me, I'm a nurse, so I work in oncology, and been doing that for like around 2+ years or so. So it's been really great. And actually this mug here is a mug that one of my patients made me, that they made all the nurses in the clinic. So
super cool.
Super awesome. So yeah, in my free time, I like paddle boarding, just doing different stuff around Houston. So, yeah.
Excellent. Zach's quick fun fact, Zach's first time at Young Adults was actually on Zoom right in the middle of the pandemic. I remember that. Yeah.
All right, everybody. My name is Joel. I've been coming to Faith Church for about 12 years, so I think I beat everybody.
Wow. Not quite.
And I
Pastor Brian.
graduated from U of H last year. I got a degree in psychology. I currently work as a barista at A Second Cup, and I will be starting grad school in June at Texas Woman, so that's exciting.
That
A little
is
nerve-wracking, but exciting. And my mug today is from Merit Coffee. It's a really cool mug. I got it recently, but it's one of my favorites, honestly. And it just has a really cool tiger on it. It's like pink and blue, has like firebolts coming out of his mouth. And the Merit Coffee was just so good. I've only been there once, but it was legit. I got an oat milk latte. Really good.
Yummy. Merit's my favorite.
Cool. So my name is On. I think I've been coming to Faith Church for about like 7 or 8 years, same as David. He invited me to come here. So we're a part of the youth group together and found Jesus here. So love it. I graduated from UH in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic. So I actually couldn't walk. So that's a little bit sad, but it's okay. I graduated with a degree in accounting. So I'm trying to study to be a CPA right now. Some things that I like are Jesus, music, and anime in that order.
Awesome.
Oh my
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for sharing. I think I beat all you guys in the fact that I've been here for 16 years.
16!
Y'all. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's ancient.
That's crazy. But my name is Pastor Brian. I've been on staff here for going on 5 years. Sometime next year, will be 5 years.
Nice.
And I love photography. I love doing photography with my wife, Michelle. I love playing with my daughter, Jovi, and hanging out together as a family. I love coffee. You guys already know that. I love roasting my own coffee, brewing my own coffee. And my mug today is actually from Chile. For those of you who don't know, my wife and I, we went on a mission trip. It was actually more than a mission trip. We were there for quite a while. We were in Chile, and I bought this coffee mug there, and it's hand-painted, and it has like a local bird. It's called a tijeral, and it's just a local Chilean bird. And so this is one of my favorite mugs, and always reminds me about Chile and all of our friends there. So, man, thank you guys for introducing yourselves. I wanted us to just dive right in and just talk a little bit about who we are as young adults and as a ministry. And so basically, we're the young adult ministry here at Faith Church. It's for ages 18 to 30 years old. And I would say we have a pretty active and diverse group. We have some people that are a little bit younger, some people that are in the middle of college or just working or just graduated. So we have a very diverse group. But the main thing that we are about is pretty much this. If I could put it simply in like one sentence, in one statement, it's that we want to follow Jesus and we want to invite others to do the same. Yeah. That's really the heart of what we are about. And discipleship is a big way in how we do that. And I want to refer to Scripture. It's 2 Timothy 2, 2. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2. This is a really important verse, been an important verse for me in my life. And it's basically Paul, and he's talking to Timothy, somebody that he's been discipling, mentoring, pouring his life into, and it's basically a great picture of what discipleship is like. And he tells Timothy this. He says, "And what you have heard from me in the presence of many witnesses, entrust to faithful men who will be able to teach others also." He tells Timothy, what you've heard from me, the things that you've observed, the things that I've been teaching you, now go and trust these things, teach these things to faithful men who will be able to teach others also, right? So it's people sharing Jesus with others, who share Jesus with others, who share Jesus with others, and kind of in a way pass the baton of faith. And man, that's our heart, that we want to follow Jesus and we want to invite others to do the same through discipleship. But man, we do a lot of things here at Young Adults, and I feel like, over the past, few years, I think we've definitely developed kind of like a group culture and kind of what we're like and what we're about. So I'd like to just throw it to a couple of you guys. What do you guys feel like defines our culture and defines our group here at Young Adults?
I think you said it, man. It's accountability. I think one of the greatest things about our young adults group here is that everybody understands that, like, though we're in different seasons of life, like you may be going to college or something, or you're working, or you're just trying to make it, is that the common denominator is that we all need Jesus.
Yeah.
And everybody understands that. And what's cool is that though we're going through different seasons, we all are trying to pray for each other. We're all trying to be there for each other. Yeah. Though we're in like different levels of life, we all are understanding and in agreement that, man, like it's not, we can't do life without people.
Yeah. Amen.
Whereas when we're younger, people were trying to get us to know Jesus, but now we're in a stage where like we're on our own. As a young adult, you're like you're a grown man, you're a grown woman. you got to make your own decisions, of who you hang out with, and with our young adults, man, we're just so proactive in trying to reach other people. Man, when there's a new person walking into the door, we're like, man, like we try to do everything we can to make them feel at home, because the majority of the time people are looking for a home. They are looking for something. Even if they don't know Jesus, they don't realize that they need Jesus.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's definitely it. That's definitely it. That community and reaching out, and I think you were absolutely right when you go into that young adult stage of life. Yes, you're like one step away from being your own adult. So you're starting to make your own choices. There's a newfound, independence, and so you definitely need people and accountability in your life. So yeah, awesome. What else? What else defines our culture in our group?
I really like the part how you just were commenting about accountability, because I think about relationships and just relational activities with each other during this group, because there's a lot of things that I wouldn't necessarily do, but being a part of this group, they put me out of my comfort zone to do them. And I really feel like they just value relationships with each other. And once you get that deep relationship with somebody, you're really able to talk about Jesus and what are you struggling with? What are something I can keep you accountable with, just like David was saying. And it's just so cool, because there's some people that I'm just so different with. I'm very sporty. There's some people that are very girly, but yet we're great friends. And it's really cool just to see how one similarity and one thing that we're all going after, which is Jesus, can bring us all together and be all like-minded. And so that's what I just really love about this group. Like, we all have a focus, and that's Jesus, and wanting to learn more about Jesus. And we all just come together and say, hey, I want to learn what you like. I know nothing about anime. Tell me about anime. It's things like that. And it's just, I love that about this group. It's so diverse, like Pastor Brian was saying. And it's a joy every time walking in. You feel included, even if you don't really do what everybody else does, because everybody just values relationships and they value people. And that's just what sets us apart, honestly.
Yeah, amen. I think you guys definitely said it, in a nutshell, that does define our culture and kind of who we are. With such a diverse group, the only thing that can kind of gel us together in unity is Jesus, in our pursuit of Jesus. And that's the reason for our ministry and everything that we do. It's Jesus. And I think without Jesus, then we can't call ourselves a ministry, and then we're just like any other social club or social group out there. But the thing that makes us different is our passionate pursuit of Jesus, and helping others, inviting others to do the same. So I want to just answer this question. Many of you guys might be wondering, that you guys watching and listening, why are we doing this? Why do a young adult podcast? And it's simply this, that we want to resource young adults with a biblical perspective and a biblical approach to life. There's so many different voices. There's so many different things out there to capture your attention, to draw you in. And we just want to give a biblical perspective and approach to life. And we simply just want to point young adults to Jesus. And that is our heart. And that's why we want to do this. We definitely don't want to just be another podcast that's out there in the saturated world of podcasts, and we like to hear ourselves talk and all that. Definitely don't want that. No, we have a very strategic purpose, and that is to glorify Jesus and to invite other young adults to know him and to love him and have a biblical perspective on life. And so we're going to be talking about some different topics as the weeks and the months go by, and more of our podcasts. We're going to be talking about different topics, like how to deal with transition when you're in a season of transition. Many people go from graduating high school to that young adult stage of life, and they go from going to school maybe, and then graduating in school and going into a career, or maybe they're going into a committed relationship, talking about dating and all those sorts of things. And we want to talk about how to have true biblical community. We want to talk about dealing with fear and anxiety, dating, missional living, how to really live for Jesus in our day and age. We want to talk about busyness and rest, discipleship, mentorship, and the list goes on. So there's going to be a lot of things in the future that we are going to be tackling and talking about, tailoring it for young adults, for that 18 to 30-year-old range. But I want to go back to a little bit more like deeper about what we are about here at Young Adults. And I want to hear from you guys here in a second. But basically what we are about, like if you can put it like in a mission statement, like I said earlier, is that we want to follow Jesus and invite others to do the same. And the way that we do that is there's some things that we value as a young adult ministry. And I know you guys know what these values are. So I want to hear from you guys if you can explain it for everyone listening.
Yeah, so our young adult like ministry group is really centered around what we call the 3 R's, right? And it's what it is real devotion, real relationship, and real responsibility. So what that means is real devotion. It talks about in the Bible in John chapter 15, there's this verse that talks about Jesus is saying that, he is the true vine and we are nothing unless we are connected to the vine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what real devotion is we need to be able to like be connected to Jesus in order to grow in our lives, in order to, live as young adults, right? So I'll keep it short. That's what real devotion is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he says in John 15, he says, apart from me, you can do nothing. All right, you got to stay connected to Jesus. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and our second R is real relationship. And what that means is, what real godly community looks like. I feel like here at Young Adults, we have that. We have those godly friendships, that godly community. And a quick testimony, but a couple years ago when I graduated high school, like 2017, there was no young adult ministry here at Faith Church. And after high school, I was like, what now? Like, I don't have my high school friends. I was seeking community, but it just wasn't here. And so I went to a couple different churches and went to a couple young adult groups, but there wasn't that real relationship there. I would just go on like a Tuesday night, hang out for a little bit, and then leave. And I never connected with anybody. I never really had that real godly friendship with people. Fast forward a couple years later, Brian and Michelle start Young Adults here at Faith Church, and I was able to find godly community, godly friendships, because we were intentional about those friendships, about those relationships. We had that accountability. We have, the time that we spend together on one-on-ones. We go to Angelica's house and play board games all night. We
Catan.
just do,
Yeah.
we just live life together, and that's what real relationship is, and I love it. And so, yeah.
We'll go to Chili's even though some of us don't like Chili's.
Yeah. Chili's, Denny's.
Yeah. For some reason, it's only Chili's.
Yeah, no, that's great that you said that, Joel, is that real relationship, and that leverages ministry. When you have trust and you have people that care about you, you're more willing to talk and be vulnerable. I mean, that absolutely leverages ministry. Yeah. Next one.
Okay, so the third R is real responsibility, and this is basically the Great Commission. And so obviously we all love what's going on in young adults and the biblical community, and we all love Jesus, but the whole point of the gospel is that it should be shared. It's good news. And so we all have a responsibility as Jesus followers, as Christians, to share the good news of the gospel and to bring others with us to follow Jesus. So that's at the core of everything that we do. We want to share Jesus with others.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what this is about. And, our church, one of the taglines that we have for our overall church is live the mission. And that mission is the Great Commission, Matthew chapter 28. Jesus says, go into all the world and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And so that's absolutely right. That's that real responsibility that we have, that responsibility to share the gospel with everyone that we meet. So thank you guys for sharing that. The 3 R's are not original to our ministry. It was actually something that was discipled into me when I was in college as a young adult, going to Sam Houston State University, involved in the Chi Alpha ministry there, which is a ministry outreach to universities that are all over the country, some in other countries overseas. And so these 3 R's, these values, were really taught heavily there and discipled into me. And so I was like, hey, this is a great way. what God has done in me, I know God wants to do through me. And so we've literally just taken that here to young adults here at Faith Church, kind of like that 2 Timothy 2:2 verse, what you've heard from me, entrust to faithful men, right? And so we're doing that same thing, taking these 3 R's and making that just a solid values for us in young adults. But I want to share with you guys, if you guys are not familiar with our group and our ministry, we want to just share a little bit about how we operate just on like a month-to-month basis. Like, what do we do? What does it look like? Any of you guys want to share that, how we operate?
Yeah, so our group really does an amazing job of incorporating biblical community and really living that out. So every month we have what's called the gathering, where we actually have a service, we hang out, we really worship, have a message, and really dig into the word. And then we also have life groups. So we break up into smaller groups, which helps us connect more with each other and really dig more into the word, and really allows people to speak and really share and hear people's hearts and get people's insight, where in a bigger group you really wouldn't sometimes hear that. So that's the amazing thing about life groups. Another thing we do is we really we hang out, actually hang out days where we go do stuff. We either go to the park, we do different things. And sometimes, we hang out outside of even, church, really, just grow outside of these, church walls. So that's an amazing thing. And also our group, really does an amazing job of serving in the church. So, I mean, like, so many here serve in multiple aspects, of the church, and, really devote their lives to the Lord. So it's an amazing thing for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Zach. Yeah, that is pretty much how we operate, right? That we have that service at the beginning of the month, the gathering. It's tailored to young adults, so we typically have a sermon series. We carry that throughout the whole month, carry that into our life groups, and we try to do some fun events every month to be at a place to create fellowship, have fun. We've done barbecues, we've done pool parties, we've done board games, we've done all kinds of stuff, and in the wintertime, we do s'mores, right? Fire pits and s'mores.
Classic.
The last one we had rained on us. We were picking everything up, running inside
Dude, we're
the
having
gym.
s'mores in the rain, bro.
Yeah.
We'd do anything to fellowship.
Yeah.
We
But,
had
hey,
soggy s'mores.
Yeah. Soggy s'mores,
Soggy
yeah.
graham crackers.
Yeah. So we try to make sure that we create moments where we have fun together as well, and create moments where we invite our friends, those that maybe are not in church, maybe who don't know Jesus. It gives us a great way to invite other people in. But I did want to comment on something that you said, Zach, about how young adults serve. That is a big part of our ministry, is serving, and we do that within young adults. We create opportunities for that. But a lot of you guys serve in different aspects of the church, in worship and in production, on our safety team, in cafe, kids ministry, youth ministry. You guys are literally everywhere. So man, kudos to you guys. I think that's really, really awesome.
I think that's what brings the chemistry in young adults, is that yes, we are building relationships, we're fellowshipping, we're doing things outside of church, but internally, what we're doing for the glory of God is like we're all seeing each other do that. We're all every Sunday we see each other serve in different areas. So it's like we walk by and we're like, "Hey, Zach," in the cafe, on in worship, and then I'm doing production. I think it's so cool that and it's literally everybody. All the young adults are in doing every single thing. They're doing. Yeah. They're serving. They're having life group. Right. They're going to the gathering. They're going to events. They're doing things outside of church. So it's not like one person is just like, oh, they're only just going, And I mean, dude, it's under your leadership, man. Like, I think it's so cool. I think it's so cool that every young adult is like that. Is that everybody knows the goal, the common goal. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, man, I appreciate what you guys do, not just in young adults and loving and bringing friendship and discipleship in young adults, but what you guys do church-wide for all of our different ministries here. Man, you guys do just a fantastic job. But I wanted to talk also a little bit just about how we got started. Like, how do we get here to this point today? And under my leadership, well, I guess I could say like young adults has kind of like ebbed and flowed over the years. Back when I was a young adult, and so when we were given the opportunity, Michelle and I, to start young adults and start a ministry. Honestly, we just started meeting in our living room, and some of you guys started with us. I think you were there.
On was there for a moment.
Definitely David and Jewel. You guys were there since day one, and we met every other Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every other Friday, not too often.
Yeah.
Sometimes
as much as
every
we
other.
could.
Yeah.
We met in our living room.
It was
sometimes
like
we'd have,
it was like
six people,
6,
eight people.
7 people. We'd have all sorts of chairs and stuff around
Yeah.
your living room.
Sitting on the floor.
Yeah. That was a fun time. We saw a lot of things happen there. I remember your daughter Jovi. Dude, she we were there on a Friday night as when she took her first steps.
She walked to me.
That's right. I do remember
Joey
that.
walked to
Yes.
me.
Fun fact. My daughter, she's 4 now. Her first official steps were at a young adult life group at our house, and she was actually walking to Joel. And I have that video on my phone somewhere. And every now and then I go back and look at it. And then as soon as she walks towards Joel picks her up, and I pan the camera right over to Michelle, and she's like, ah! Screaming. Yeah. Good time. So Jovi has pretty much grown up in young adults.
She's been a young adult all her life. Yeah.
The special adopted member of young adults. But yeah, that's pretty much how we got our start. And then we went from every other Friday to every Friday. And then we outgrew our living room and we moved to the church. And then shortly after that, we started the gathering, which was our young adult service. And that was in January 2020. So right before pandemic and quarantine and all that kind of stuff. And everything was just crazy. We went on Zoom.
Yeah.
Definitely a different crazy time. And then finally when things kind of quieted down, opened back up, back full force. And man, the Lord has just been so good to us. Man, just grateful to the Lord how good he's been to you guys, to young adults. And we've seen a lot of new people trickle in and come and start attending. A lot of people that you guys have invited and our other young adults have been inviting. So, man, it's so great to see momentum in this age group. And it's so important. So important for us to be sharing Jesus with this age group. So
it's crazy because we started in your living room. But now we have 3 small groups.
Yeah.
That's 3 living rooms.
Yeah, 3 living rooms. Pretty much 3 living rooms.
Our young adults require 3 living rooms. You know?
Yeah. So, man, it's been awesome. It's been great doing this with you guys. Man, and we just wanted to take some time today just to talk a little bit about what the young adult ministry is like before we go on a journey and a path of talking about different topics and sharing our own testimonies of what that's like. We just want to give just a quick intro into who we are and what we are about. And if you're watching this or listening to this and you haven't been, we want to invite you to young adults. Friday nights here at Faith Church at 7 p.m. We have the gathering the first Friday of the month. We have our life groups. We have hangouts. So we want to invite you to come out, meet some of us. We'd love to meet you and get to know you. You can follow us on Instagram at Faith Church YA. And you can follow us there and keep up with everything that we're doing. But man, we're so glad that you guys were able to join us. Thank you guys for being here on this podcast. Man, we look forward to everything that's coming in the future. Guys, raise your mugs. It was a great podcast, great time together. Love
Cheers.
you guys. Hey, we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.